Food security remains threatened globally. It's even made worse in Africa because of climate crisis. Research has also shown that soil health is linked with ecosystem resilience, so it becomes imperative to maintain a healthy soil balance across Africa.
We stand at a decisive moment in the history of West Africa agriculture. Our region, blessed with vast natural resources and a rich agricultural heritage, faces unprecedented challenges that threaten our food security and economic stability. Low fertilizer use and continuously degrading soils have significantly held back crop yields, posing a direct threat to the livelihoods of millions of farmers and the well-being of our communities. Current estimates place fertilizer use in our region at around 20 kilo of nutrient per hectare, compared to the global average of more than 100 kilo per hectare. This stark disparity underscores the urgent need for action. New challenges have emerged, compounding the old ones, and the urgency of our situation has never been clearer. Today, insecurity in the Sahel has reduced the available land for farming, while climate change frequently cause crop failures. At the same time, our population is growing and urbanization is accelerating in an alarming pace. This combination of factors has led to an ever-growing dependence on global trade for food. Recent global crises, such as COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war, have demonstrated the precariousness of relying on international trade for our food security. Indeed, the number of people in situation of food insecurity has risen from 19 million people in 2019 to currently about 50 million in the latest estimate of Food Prevention Network.
Climate-smart agriculture practices would not be realized without a project like this Fertilizer and Soil Health Hub, a project funded by the World Bank and other partners, which seeks to nourish the soil and make sustainable environment transit from a dream on paper to reality across the continent of Africa. The hub aims to push for transformation in the agriculture sector using technology.
We've been able to engage about 26,000 people in aircraft-funded capacity development around these two thematic areas. And we are focusing actually on 6 countries, and we've worked even to make sure that our solutions can also spill over to reach 36 countries across the continent.
One thing that made us come here today is because smallholder farming systems in Africa, they need to intensify. I think Madame la Commissaire l'a dit déjà, everyone has said the yields are too low. Without increasing yields in a sustainable way, we will not change the food security and income situation in Africa. I think that was said already. The second thing why we are here is because managing fertilizer has presented challenges. We heard about Abuja. Abuja People often talk about Abuja in either negative or positive terms, depending on how we look at it. I think Abuja created a lot of positive change, but the ultimate goals of Abuja are still work in progress. In the meantime, of course, we have seen that the availability of fertilizer has improved a lot, and there's a lot of companies here today who will witness on that, but we've seen the accessibility sometimes still remains an issue. We've seen that use efficiency, fertilizer use has increased. I think the figure of 20 was mentioned, but use efficiency can still be improved. We are not yet there. We've seen that taking care of these very heterogeneous production systems in Africa is presenting challenges. There is not one silver bullet for every situation and every crop, although we've made progress. We've seen that a lot of the discourses that started in Abuja after 2006 on integrated soil fertility management, they taught us to assemble practices that will actually use that commodity very well. But there's still issues with uptake and so on. But we have made progress, and we will show some of that during the tour later. This is an example from Kenya. Kenya is not in West Africa, but it's an area where we've done quite some work, and where we were actually able in parts of Kenya, the southwest part, to actually be very specific with particular recommendations for maize at the county level. And you see a lot of different colors, which means that there is not one solution for all. So we are able to really use the science of today to answer that question of site specificity.
The Regional Hub for Fertilizer and Soil Health provides technical assistance for the development and implementation of investments in fertilizer and soil health across the ECOWAS countries, including Mauritania and Chad.
This will depend on the effectiveness of the implementation of the action plan and the roadmaps, which will in turn depend on four things. It will depend on financing, it will depend on the institutional arrangements, on capacities, and on the policy environment. The sustainability of this impact over the long term is very crucial, and it will depend on the ownership and mainstreaming by the African institutions at all levels. That's the perspective that we bring to this kind of engagement, that the African institutions are strongly engaged at all levels, at continental level, at regional level, at national level, and at local level. The African institutions in research, innovation, and education are encouraged by the spirit of partnership that has prevailed during the development stage of the soil initiative and of the roadmap, and the spirit of partnership that we see as we advance towards implementation. We see that the strong and better endowed institutions like the CGIR, like the OCP, and those kinds of institutions are showing commitment to enter into more equitable partnership with the African institutions. We see this as a condition for success. Secondly, we are further encouraged by the commitment of the technical partners and the funders to pursue more coordinated actions under the leadership of the African Union and the regional economic communities. Since the summit happened in May, we see that all these institutions are waiting for the African Union Commission and by extension the RECs to give them guidance on how to proceed rather than move on their own.
It's part of an ECOWAS sub-region involving a consortium of technical partners, including IITA, FDC, and others. It aims to enhance soil health and agricultural productivity across West Africa and the Sahel.
Soil maps, which is one of the key objectives. I will hand over to my colleague Joseph, who is the lab manager here at IITA. Joseph.
You're welcome. This is the best analysis that give us actual concrete values. Monitoring process in soil samples. So we have special technology that measures length in soil samples. This is like a fingerprint of the soil.
After a series of presentations from researchers and technocrats, a signing ceremony follows to formalize the agreement for this regional fertilizer hub to get underway.